Yo, what's going on, everyone? How y'all enjoying this Braver update that we got going on here? You slashing things up with the katana, you flapping things out with a bow, bro. Y'all feeling like a samurai inside Japan during the freaking, I don't know, the Edo era or something like that. Like, how you feeling, bruv? How are you feeling with this nonsense? At any rate, let's dive into here because there were some changes here, and I have been diving into some Braver content, even though y'all know I don't really care too much for Braver, which is why you see me here with this bow on, because we don't do katana, we only do bow. At any rate, let's go and get to moving. But first, be sure to like and subscribe. It helps out tremendously. Thank you very much. So we got the Braver update, y'all, and I've been kind of just dibble dabbling with it because we all know I do not like katana, Braver Katana. Don't get me wrong, I like katanas. I got a wakizashi right behind me, as you can see right there, and I got some katanas too. But we don't like katana in this game because it's too easy to play. Of course, does great damage, but it's just too easy to play, so it bores me, so I always avoid katana. So as I've been saying, if we ever have a Braver stint, which I said that we would whenever we got the Braver update, then we would get on Braver as bow. As a bow main. And so that's exactly what we've been doing. And I've actually been enjoying the bow Braver experience. Honestly speaking, I actually had a stint yesterday where, and this usually happens when I'm testing things in games. So like this will happen. This actually happened recently, like in Wuthering Waves, when I was testing Rover as well. Usually this will happen. Well, I'll end up going on a stint. I'll just kind of just like zone out, and I'll just play this thing for like a couple hours, and just time will just go by because I'm testing it. I'm seeing how it plays. I'm seeing how it works. I'm kind of getting into different muscle memories for it. I just kind of get locked into it. I tend to do this whenever I'm testing things. And Braver Bow got that treatment. It just happened yesterday. It just happened. So, so I went pretty crazy with it with Lucille. I realized I've been enjoying Lucille too. I realized because they're changing the bosses now and stuff. So I realized I'm enjoying Lucille as well because it was Masquerader and now it's the Hunao. And the day before when it first started was Griffin or whatever, or something, or I can't remember what it was. But either way, the bosses are changing and the map is changing now. So I'm actually starting to enjoy that Lucille as well now too. That we're seeing those changes happen every other day or whatever. It's not just the same thing with the same boss. So I think that's cool. But nonetheless, Braver did receive a new skill tree item as well. So that skill tree item can be found. Let's go ahead and exit out of this photo mode real quick. So we can go and check this because we can't talk to the NPC while we're in photo mode. But it did receive, as you can see here, it received this new skill right here. After combat, Photon Art Extension, which let me go ahead and move this camera away. So you can see it right here. That's what it is, this one. So it did receive that. When Brave Combat ends, gain a buff if the number of final bonus hits exceeds a certain amount after a certain number of times. Activate it. Katana Photon Art will charge to the third stage, and the Photon Bow attack impact gauge accumulation will increase for Photon Bow Photon Art, excluding Dimensional Ray when charged. So as you can see there, that was the additional that it did get there. But nonetheless, Braver has been pretty fun here because it did receive a list of changes, which you can find on the main website. And this isn't anything difficult to find, of course, but you can find it on the main website. It goes over all the Braver changes that was there. We'll go ahead and pop go into a photo room again. But it goes over all the changes that were there, and you will see that it has really been revamped, relaxed on all the attacks and all the motions. All the katana got a lot of treatment, of course, the flashier moves. A lot of people are talking about the Photon Blast Katana, how it slashes the screen. I mean, we can show that right now too. If you want to go over to the training area, we can show that too. But really, I've been enjoying bow, and bow is a very interesting class to play. Quite frankly, there's a lot of moving parts to it, and I kind of knew that before, but it's been a long time since we really dived into Braver and bow and katana and whatever. So I kind of forgot just how many moving parts bow actually had. And dude, like for instance, y'all, my Braver was level 74 when we came onto this to start like building our weapon, which by the way, we built a weapon for Braver, so we built this from scratch. We built this bow from scratch, as you can see here. So we have this CV bow, and we have to build it from scratch, of course. We couldn't, use the stuff that's on the current shop right now for 30K because it's CV. Y'all know how I get down, how I like to boogie with the freaking CVs, bruv. We gotta get down with the CV, down with the CV gang. As you can see here on my Celios, my army of Celios here. Unfortunately, this one is fix a 4 because it kept failing. So will have to get fixed because this does not look right in this army of fix a 5s. That does not look right. And we opted not to put any larges on there in case we get an 8 slot coming soon. So I don't want to go through my larges or anything like that. But of course, we do have this Katana Photon Blaster, which of course a lot of people have been enjoying talking about how it slices and dashes the screen, as you can see here. She cuts the screen in half, so that's pretty neat. But like I said, we don't do Katana because Katana is like the easiest class to play in the game, and it's one of the strongest classes, and it's the easiest class, like even more so than Slayer. Yeah, I said it. You don't have to like it, but I'm just being truthful. At any rate, Bow's been pretty enjoyable. Lots of moving parts. So if y'all want to know what I did for Bow in the first place, by the way, in terms of checkout customizations, which always remember, checkout customizations are very important to use. Very important, whenever you're thinking about these classes, you should be thinking about them in the image of them using their checkout customizations because that's what they're for. If you're just like, oh, well, this class isn't good, you don't have any checkout customizations in it, then that's going to play a part in that. It is meant for you to have checkout customizations that is going to benefit your playstyle and how you're playing. Quite frankly, that's what that is for. That's why they are there. It's that simple. It's like, oh, well, this car is not that good, but the car is just the whole body of it. It's like a piece of the engine. It's not even the whole car itself. It's like, that doesn't make sense when you don't have this built in. You don't have this certain engine. You don't have this whatever's in it. The la. You get what I'm trying to say, okay? It doesn't make much sense what I'm trying to say, but at the same time, it makes perfect sense what I'm trying to say. So just roll with the punches, okay? But anyway, if you want to know what I got here for mine, no, we got to go off of this again. Reset. If you want to know what we got here on mine, I chose to put for Bow these are ones here. As you can see, I chose to do type 3 here. And for the Frenzied Firework, this one actually I think could be, so they changed type 1 and type 2. Type 1 and type 2 got kind of like little additional things on it. The potency was increased for type 2. Can't remember what this one exactly was, but it's listed on the maintenance page as well. So these got a little change there for those. Whereas but I opted to do type 3 for the time being, but I'm not sure if we'll keep it at that or not. But we opted to do that for type 3. And right now it's working for me. I like it that way. So we're going to keep it that way for right now. Then dimensional array, I chose type 3, which is the number of stocks when charged plus 3. So you get 3 more of these little extra attacks that hit. But it's minus 30% potency, but it's okay because you get an extra 3. So it's really the best one, I think, to use for Bow. And then Ceaseless Draw, I think this is like a no-brainer for this one, pretty much. Is that the charge time during Brave Combat minus 90% and number of final bonuses plus 300%. So I think this is pretty much like a no-brainer for this one. I think most people do use this one from what I understand of Bow players. And pretty much this makes it so that way when you're in the Brave Combat, you're just like going crazy with it. So we can show you here when you're in the Brave Combat, you gotta go back to this baby here and go to various quests and Arcs Training Center. So when you're in the Brave Combat, you just pop this on here, which there's a cooldown, so we can't just pop it out. I was trying to go in here and seamlessly be like, oh, so when you pop this on, bang, bang, shit, boom, 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 boom. But we couldn't do that. But you just pop that on there, and then boom, you just kind of just go into that just crazily. And there's no charge attack on it. Whereas normally, as you'll see here, normally you'll have to hold that for a second and then get that charge attack. So you can just kind of go right into it during Brave Combat. So you can kind of spam that. There's also an invincibility period when you're in that attack in Brave Combat. If you're doing this normally, there is not necessarily that invulnerability period, so you can't get knocked out of it. So if you just do it normally like this, you can get knocked out of that. But when you're in Brave Combat, you will not get knocked out of that attack. But you'll still take damage, of course, naturally. So keep that in mind too if you're thinking about, maybe proper EX augments or so. All the above. Think about that as well. But I really have been enjoying Braver in general. And like I said, there's a lot of moving components to this. And excuse me, I've really been enjoying Braver Bow in general. There's a lot of moving components to Braver Bow. Like I said, I do not care about Katana at all. So if you're looking for Katana, then well, I'm not the person for you because you're not going to see it. You're not going to see me on Katana. I played Katana. I came in here while I was doing this little bow stint, and I got a Katana, and I messed around with it for about 1 minute, maybe two. And I was like, yep, I remember why I don't play Katana. Too easy. Not fun. Too simple. Too simple for me. If it's too simple, I can't do it. Plain and simple. And that's just how it is. But nonetheless, how are y'all enjoying Bow here? How are y'all enjoying Katana? Even though I don't play Katana, I still want to hear your feedback from it because I know people have been enjoying it. So how are y'all enjoying Bow? How y'all enjoying Katana? What's y'all's whole thought on the Braver rework? So, there's this whole list of things here. As you can see, with the changes, the potency, the relaxations, all the above that Braver has gotten, and how are y'all liking it? What would y'all rate it on the scale of our current list of class updates? What would y'all rate it at? So let me know down below. Comment down below. Let me know what you're thinking about Bow. Didn't mean for that to flow. Oh no, let's go. Like a locomo. Ho ho ho. Like Santa Claus. Anyways, I'm the boss. Listen to Ricky Ross. You got some dirty teeth. Please go outside and floss. Anyways, comment down below. Let me know what you think. Be sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Much love. Out. Spike content.